we're good. What are you doing?
Oliver, stop fucking with your mic.
Just put it on the other side. Like, just, come on.
It doesn't have to stand anywhere. You just have to talk into it.
There we go.
You need to use your manual
Yeah.
for a fucking microphone.
This nigga. Just put it on the other side. Like, then it's okay. See?
I think I got the instruction manual somewhere.
He needs some.
Yeah. So.
Start.
Well,
Just start. Just start.
start.
I'm not starting today. Somebody else start.
You don't
I'm not
want
in
to
the mood
start.
to start. Somebody else start.
Oh, the pretentiousness
Somebody
on this
else.
table now.
This
We
is
got
the-
Ray
Someone
Ban.
else can start today.
Let's start. Okay. This nigga's on something.
Okay.
This is the Three Angry Men podcast. My name is Jeff.
Oliver?
My name is Nick.
And today we're talking about late night TV.
We're doing late night television.
Yes, we're doing late night. Of course, we're
The
doing late
Daily
night.
Show
The Daily Show.
in particular.
Yeah.
Um, Trevor Noah is the new host.
We're talking about why it has gotten worse, why it sucks, basically, and why mostly our opinions on it. Because
Well, first-
I'm sure people still love that shit.
Well, first we have to explain. No, because I think it sucks, but we have to explain why. we
I
think it
agree
sucks.
with
Like,
you
we have
on
to think
certain
why,
stuff.
explain because I think a lot of people say that it's good, that it's maybe even better now because they're making extensive use of social media and they're being. I think it used to, at least for me, it used to be more something that was specific to certain people that watched it. And now it seems to be more mainstream. But I
Yeah.
think that's actually why it's not as good as it used to be because it becomes more of these snippets. Like
Yeah.
they're trying to aim for like these snippets that they can upload to YouTube, like these little bits, as opposed to creating like a coherent show. At least in my experience.
Let's talk. We're talking about the late night TV shows that try to be like news channels, like the Daily Show and Colbert, the old Colbert Report, not the current Colbert Show.
The current one's good.
The current one is just late night talk show. That's different than late night news show, as it were. Because I think the late night talk shows are doing pretty good, except for Jimmy Fallon, but that's just because there's something in his personality or the way he acts on the show that doesn't sit well with me.
A lot of people say that, but I don't get the problem.
He
Like they say that he laughs too much.
No, it's not the
That's a
laughing.
good thing.
The laughing, like all of them laugh too much, and that's just acting
Triggering the
or
audience.
that's just doing some shit. But there's some fakeness going on there. Like there was that whole Trump debacle, the whole Trump thing. Like before Trump became president, he went to the show with Jimmy Fallon. He did the whole show. They made fun. It was all fun and games. Like that was during the campaign, but that was like a whole fun thing. And then now that he's president. Fallon wants to just discredit him at every moment, but you were playing like nice with him like 2 or 3 weeks before. Like that's a little bit weird to me, and that makes you seem fake. That kind of stuff. Like, but with the late night, the Daily Show kind of things, there was also this black dude doing the show. It was called the Late Show or some shit like that.
Show.
But that was
You don't just call people black dude, Jeff.
no, I
I think
forgot.
his name was Larry something.
Larry Wilmore.
Larry Wilmore.
Yeah, he did one.
He's
that
co-creator for Insecure.
Oh, shit, serious. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
He was pretty
And I
funny,
think he was the
but
creator of the Bernie Mac show.
He created Bernie Mac show?
oh shit.
Yeah, it's a highly respected person, so
Oh wow.
check yourself.
Almost-
No,
almost gonna
no, but
shit on-
seriously.
Then
almost
then
gonna shit
then
on-
I sincerely apologize.
I'm pretty sure he was created the Bernie Mac show, and
Wait,
he
was that up?
is but he is the co-creator of Insecure. That one I'm 100%.
Then I'm sincerely apologizing, cause yeah.
I must have this. What are you doing?
But for me, the problem with these late night news shows is that they try to act like news while they're not. They started as comedy shows where they did funny reviews or satire-based reviews of what happened in the news and everything, and people watched them because they couldn't take the news serious, so they wanted to have something more light and looked at them in that way. But right now, like Trevor Noah and the people around him are taking it way too serious. Maybe the only person that is maybe doing it kind of good is John Oliver, because he's still fucking with people, and he's fucking with people, but he also knows that he's not a comedy show alone anymore. He knows he's a news show, and Trevor Noah still, the Daily Show in general, still sees themselves as a comedy show, but they're presenting themselves as a news show. So do you see the problem I have with like? I don't know if I'm explaining that right.
I think an important question is what is the priority of a show like this? Is there a priority to be funny, or is there a priority to be
With the
to tell the news, to be journalists?
with the Jon Stewart era, you could see the priority was to be funny, and every now and then he did a rant where he was serious and everything, but 90% of the time was jokes, satire, making fun of these people, fucking with people. Even if, when they were talking about some serious shit like neo Nazis in some kind of place or people being killed for some fucking weird ass reason, they were making jokes to these people. Like they were joking with presidents and all that kind of shit, just like John Oliver is doing right now.
Yeah.
But
Who came from the Jon Stewart?
everybody who came from that group, like you have Colbert, you have Steve Carell. Those people are very good comedians because they know comedy comes first. But the Daily Show nowadays, or with
a lot of motherfuckers
with Trevor Noah, they see themselves as a news, or they see themselves as comedy shit, but they are not making comedy. They're focusing on news first and then trying to tack on jokes on it. It's not the other way around.
Yeah. I think it's just that the whole structure of the show changed. That's what changed. Instead of it being one flowing thing, which was with Jon Stewart, it seemed like there was constantly jokes being made, but it was very flowing.
Yeah.
Now it's more divided into sections, and you can see that division, which is unnatural, sort of.
That's the social media thing.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I was saying.
exactly
They
it,
do
yeah.
the snip. I mean,
They are definitely following the other talk show, the comedy talk shows, like the Jimmy Fallon's and the Jimmy Kimmel also has that structure because they also have these snippets on social
Yeah,
media.
but it works on those talk shows well because
Yeah.
they have different stuff going on in each section. It's not the whole
Yeah.
section, one guy looking at a screen and talking. They have a section where a guest comes in and they talk to them. They maybe do a game or some shit like that. The Daily Show is just Trevor Noah sitting on a desk the whole time, and every now and then you cut to somebody standing before a green screen talking about some shit.
The snippets are out of context sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. The Daily Show fell off hard, in my opinion. I don't like the. What's worse is, I mean, Trevor Noah is doing his best, and that's okay. But I think especially his correspondents, like the other people that he has on it. I mean, they're blowing up, but I really don't think they're very good.
They're
man.
not
Like,
good
this-
at all.
they're
I don't.
not-
Are
none
they
of them.
blowing up? I haven't seen
One
any
of them, Hassan Minaj, he has his own stand-up.
Hassan Minaj is pretty funny. He's pretty good. I saw his stand-up special. It was pretty.
I feel like he's a off-brand Aziz Ansari.
he
I
is
feel like he's an Aziz Ansari knockoff. I feel like, and not even just because they're both
the
Indian.
delivery and everything.
Yeah, no, it's not because they're both Indian. I think he's the one who's almost doing like, oh, we're both Indian, so I'm gonna do what he does because he does the same thing.
The way
But
he
then not as-
delivers it
Yeah.
is almost same. But I think he's
You
genuinely
know, because
funny. But
you've
I
seen
agree,
Aziz
yeah.
Ansari's counter. You know how he
Yeah.
does that thing where he's clearly a nerd, but he acts like he's kind of cool. So that's why he's always wearing
Yeah,
the suit
yeah,
too,
yeah.
and he's into hip hop, and he does the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Hassan Minaj does the same fucking thing, like the whole failed slick boy thing, and it's like, why are you doing the same thing as
Yeah.
them? Why don't you
They're
do
the
something?
same person. I don't know.
They
You
could
look
be.
at-
They could be.
If you look at, for example, Russell Peters, he's also Indian American, but he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a completely different style.
But
No,
he
he's
doesn't even
British,
Try, but he
Indian
doesn't try to
British.
be.
Oh, he's not. That might be it then.
Yeah,
It's right. He is British. My
British,
mistake.
Russell Peters is British.
I think that's correct. No, he's right.
My
That's
But-
maybe why he's
know
better.
I think he's British at least. But
I'm pretty sure he is actually. I think you're right.
the correspondents in general are just not good.
No, you got that one.
Is Hassan Minaj still doing it?
Ron Elroy Jr.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah,
You got him. You got a couple. You got one lady on there.
yeah.
It's just not. They're not.
Like they're not memorable. Like with the Jon Stewart era, you could remember all of them. You know exactly who you're talking about. All of them are now doing like big ass shit. Like they're all huge comedy or
Yeah, they break through there.
acting.
It's like
acting and everything. Yeah.
Saturday Night Live for late night TV, sort of.
Yeah.
For this kind of thing.
I mean, the way that I look at it, I think the problem is, I think the problem is that it's similar to what we talked about with other TV shows, such as Girls in Atlanta. I think again, they're trying to be social justice warriors, all of them. So instead of with news, I guess when you have sort of a political news theme to your show, then it's even more tempting to say, okay, well, we have to address the issues and fight the good fight and blah blah blah. Whereas I feel like, which is fine, these are all noble things. I'm not saying people shouldn't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think what happens then is just like with those other TV shows is that they forget that at least from what I think, they're supposed to be a comedy show. Like like a satire show, like a satirical show that's supposed to be funny. And
I
then
don't
and I
see a lot
think-
of social justice things going on. It's more like
I
we
see it a
It's
lot.
like a
We
millennial.
it's
way
more
of
like we
being.
want to be extra against Trump. That's how I
No, it's
see
not,
it.
but that's what that is.
It's not just Trump.
No,
I
but
mean,
with
it's the
social
whole
justice, I
show.
also see things like going a lot for racism when racism is not explicitly seen in that.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of,
what they all do. That's the
they-
whole Daily Show.
But he, I think
I
that's,
haven't
that's what
watched.
they
I
did,
only
though.
watched the Daily Show the last few, first few
The
weeks
Daily
after
Show is 100%
Stewart.
this. The Daily Show is
left.
100 when he had, for example, Tommy Loren on, which is like a famous,
yeah.
right wing.
Oh, you're
what
talking
do you
about
even
that
call
kind of
her?
shit.
Like a right wing public social
She was the same.
internet celebrity,
She was the same shit
public
as
figure.
Trevor Noah was, just.
but like on the other side.
Yeah.
But she was actually good at her job. I felt like she actually did a very good job at it because she did exactly what that demographic wanted, and she
Yeah.
was in a comedy show also.
Yeah, she knew.
Sees the difference.
She knew what her show
she
was.
was not a comedy show.
They knew that
Her
this
show
show
was
is
serious.
not comedy. We're doing serious, and then you focus only on that. You don't.
Yeah, but you see, so have you seen that one where he brings her on?
Yeah, I've
So
seen.
he
the
brings her
interview.
on, and they do a whole he starts to critique her and have the debate and blah. And I'm like, cool, and people applaud him for it. But I'm like, you didn't make any jokes right now. You didn't make any jokes.
This is
All right.
exactly.
But,
didn't
but
make any
sometimes
jokes.
he does have it though. Sometimes
What?
he gets these guests in and he's joking back and forth all the time. Like
Yeah,
they
but
got
those-
this senator when they did the pool, and he was on fire there with the burns. He does it, mix it up. But I think we're forgetting the big picture. He's a South African guy who was a mixed race kid, grew up in the apartheid era. So you push him into that corner already that he has to be the social justice guy, right?
I mean, I think they definitely pushed him in the corner. I think you're absolutely right. But yeah, I mean,
Which is
They
the
shouldn't
deal. I
have
mean,
done that.
yeah,
Or
this
he
is
should
what
take
he's
some-
there for. That's
Yeah.
how they chose him.
yeah, of course, no, that's
He's
why
not
I
an
think
American,
I think it's 100% correct. But that's also what I'm saying is that there's a new climate. I think like there's a new brand of comedy that's popular now. That's why I compared it also to Girls, and because I know
It's not comedy.
well, when they were gonna switch out from Jon Stewart, they actually made it very clear that they wanted the next person to not be a white man. That was
Oh,
actually
I didn't get
no,
that.
No,
at
seriously,
all.
like it was gonna be. I know they were looking at a woman. They were
The-
thinking
the-
very much
there
about
was
a woman.
the-
They
the
were looking
woman
at
on
Amy
the-
Schumer. They
Amy
considered-
Schumer?
I remember that they considered Amy Schumer. I did. I
that would
no, I'm serious.
oh,
I remember
God.
reading this.
That already
mean,
says how
no,
bad that shit
you know,
was.
correct me if I'm wrong. Go out.
No, I thought
if
they were
anyone's
thinking
listening, go
about
out there
this-
and check.
this
I
other
might be
girl.
wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were considering her. They were
There was
considering her.
this other girl
they
on the
just didn't
show,
want
like a
a white
correspondent.
man.
She had Rasta, like the black girl on the show.
They might have considered her too.
She was considered, but then
Doesn't she have her own TV show now?
maybe she left the show. That I know for sure, but I don't know if she has her own show now.
Might be. You have to check that. But yeah, well, I don't know if they said we don't want a white man, but I remember that in their casting, there was somewhere an article where it said, yeah, we're looking for they wanted someone more young, someone more diverse. Because when they selected him, that was their whole selling point. Like, yeah, he's from South Africa, so he can bring a different perspective, and he's
Yeah.
young, and you know what I'm saying? So that's what they were
But
looking
it
for.
changes
That's-
the whole show.
That's also what I thought.
I mean-
like,
Yeah,
being,
but they were going for this millennial BS.
You have to
That's
take
my
it from
point.
something
I thought
else.
like choosing a guy from South Africa, like a different perspective, cool. But if you're only going for young and you only want this millennial aspect and everything, you're going
Social
for the,
justice thing.
That's the wrong way to go.
There's
about
plenty of
this
young
shit.
people that are like that are better. That would have been at least more like, for example, who's this guy, Gerard Carmichael, who has the Carmichael show right now.
Yeah.
You know, he's in that same sort of like group of like very young creators in Hollywood or in television right now.
Yeah.
But his Carmichael show actually unfortunately has been canceled, by the way.
No, I didn't know that.
But he has a far more cutting edge. Like he reminds me a lot more of like older comedians. Like his comedy is very dark.
Yeah.
It's much more. Yeah, like cutting edge. Like it's more controversial, and it's really focused on being funny. It's always they bring up these issues, but he always makes it funny, and it doesn't have like this sort of lesson. It's sort of just like open. That's the big part of it. It's not like he's lecturing you. You know, he's like just he shows you. It's like what Dave Chappelle did, but
It's like this shit happens, but
Yeah.
you don't have to live like that. This doesn't, like,
Yeah, exactly.
If you didn't go through this, then you don't suck.
yeah, and he's just 30. He's very young. He could have been.
But like, let me ask you,
for
what do you
example,
think of Trevor
later.
Noah as a comedian, though?
I've seen his stand up.
I think he's
It was very good.
average. He's okay.
Really? I thought it was good.
Well,
That's
see,
the thing.
I don't think he's the best comedian out there, but he's funny. Like that's good enough.
Well, he's not the best. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
we didn't say that.
If I look at his comedy shows, I'm entertained, but it's not like I would go if he comes here. I'll not go to a show because
I've had the
he's not.
pleasure to go to a show here.
And?
It took him some time to warm up, but it was good. But that might have something to do with that he played a lot on Holland and Dutch jokes. And it's funny because the Dutch and South Africa, there's
The
that whole thing. So he was
similarities,
playing on that whole thing.
yeah.
So that's why it was really funny. But I don't know how he is then,
I
outside
mean,
of the
I've seen several
Holland.
stand-up shows of his, and he's very good. He's very good. I didn't see.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
he has a new
his
one. I didn't
ability
see
to
that one.
adapt to the place he's at, I think that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, all the shows I've seen of him, like I've seen multiples floating around. He's always talking about the same thing, so that's also why I'm just.
Well, that's why I was surprised because I liked his stand-up, but then on maybe on Comedy Central, he's being on the Daily Show. He's being constrained. He's being produced basically. That's probably
They
so he
let-
can't really do maybe the thing.
We
he
need to
wants
we need to
you know.
keep in mind we saw Jon Stewart towards the end of his run, so he could do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah.
Trevor, not
Well,
yet.
especially also
Yeah.
now, I just feel like there is really a certain, brand of associated with culture and art that it has to be for some sort of social political progress, especially in comedy also. Especially young people have taken it upon themselves to have that responsibility. So if you watch all these TV shows, I can find. That's why I like Friends from College so much, which is a new Netflix comedy starring Keegan-Michael Key and Kobe Smulders
Yeah.
and Fred Savage and other people. I don't remember the names, but it's very good. But there, it was just it was just a comedy. Like they just made it. It was just like old school, just comedy. Like it was just funny. That was it, and it didn't have. But that's what I think also people
But there's
didn't
like
like.
a heavy drama in it
Yeah,
that you
it's
don't
heavy.
really feel is too dramatic.
Oh, and Annie, is it Annie Parisi or Anna?
And
Parisi?
Annie Paris.
Annie Parisi. She's in it, but the point is that
Mm-hmm.
the show is it has the sole purpose of being funny. They didn't really have some sort of like social critique or anything in that sense. But I feel like that's what sells nowadays, and you have to do that instead of
Yeah.
that'd be good, which is okay. But then I feel like a lot of people they make that the priority as opposed to being a good show or as opposed to being a good comedy show, so being funny and things like that. And that's what I think also has happening with a lot of these late night shows to bring it full circle. So not just the Daily Show, but the Colbert Report has it. John Oliver has it on his show. Even the talk shows have it. The Jimmy Kimmels and Jimmy Fallon. What's the one guy? He's from Saturday Night Live. His name is Seth something, I think.
Seth, I know Seth Meyers.
That's him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a whole thing like during the
I
election.
don't even like his show.
During the election, he was like full on. I don't even know what his show is. Is it like what is it supposed to be?
It's just weird.
Because he does straight up like social critique, like hardcore, like almost
watch this shit.
like Daily Show type stuff. Like
It's not even Daily Show. A Daily Show is not about social critique and hard type stuff. It's like about comedy. But Seth Meyers goes almost like the Fox News, CNN route, where they just monologue for a while about a certain problem. And
Yeah.
that's just
but then he has guests too.
yeah. Then in the studio is weird as fuck. by
And
the
then he
way.
has
Like,
celebrity.
I
And then
don't
he has
like the
so then
studio at
with
all.
that he then also has. I mean, Trevor Noah also has celebrity guests, but with him then he also the celebrity guests just feel so random, and he just like, oh, so your new TV show, blah blah.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
after
get it.
half 20 minutes of ranting about Trump or whatever problem there is in the world, and then you're going to bring Jennifer Lopez out to talk about
Ha.
the next
Yeah.
song she's going to make or some shit like that. Like that's weird.
It doesn't match up.
You
So you have
see-
that.
Sorry, you want to say?
No, that was it.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't
see,
match up.
I think like John Stewart when he left, probably many people saw their window. They're like, okay, now he's gone. I have my chance to shine now.
Probably it could
Yeah,
be
but-
that
They
it
knew
could,
it wasn't going to be
True,
as good.
But
he
they
built his
did. Yeah,
brand.
they
No.
didn't do it.
it could be that
No one did it. No
they
one
saw
did
Jon Stewart leave and they thought, okay, there's this old grumpy guy is out of the scene. We can bring our young millennial social justice warrior
shouldn't have done that.
ideas.
They
into
shouldn't have done
shows.
that. They shouldn't have, like, especially Daily Show. They shouldn't have cast a young person. I firmly believe they should have casted someone else.
They
older.
could have
I see
casted
what
a
they
young
were trying
person,
to
but
do,
they
though.
shouldn't have.
Nah, they should have
They-
casted
they-
Louis C.K. or something.
I think.
Well,
that-
he would have never done it because
I think Trevor Noah is still
big for that
okay.
shit, but still.
I think Trevor Noah is still okay, but they're producing him too much. The show, the way they changed the format of the show too much.
Yeah. It's the format that's the problem.
Or
I
a
don't think
woman,
he's the
but then
problem.
like Amy Poehler or something, like a really good
Amy
person.
Poehler
You
would
know,
be
like
good,
someone that's like really good.
There was this other Daily Show respondent woman that got her own show, Samantha Bee.
Yeah, that's
Her
true.
show is pretty
Yeah,
good.
Samantha
Her
Bee has her
show
own
is
show
pretty
now.
good.
Yeah, she's good. Her show's good. But you
But-
can tell she knows what she's doing.
But she's from that correspondent line where everybody
that
knew
era,
this is
yeah.
comedy.
They know how to do
Yeah.
their shit. Yeah.
John Oliver's show is also pretty good, but he just chose to go a different lane. Like he makes sure that he's also
He's
ranting,
really good too. He's
but it is still comedy first.
his are
but
almost
then-
like mini. He does like these mini documentaries, almost like 20 minutes. He'll talk like he
Yeah.
had one about sex education in America,
Yeah,
and it was like a whole like a 20-minute thing about sex education in America. And he just like he gives you like all this info, but it's like super funny as well.
But he's a British comedian, British humor in an American produced show. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know if his humor is
He's-
British anymore
It
because
is, man.
it is
It-
it's
He
it's
plays on that a lot,
self-deprecating,
too,
but
like-
it is also it fits the American mold kind of well.
Well, British
he
humor translates well
balanced
to the U.S. I think it translates well to the U.S. I think it's British humor.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah?
it is. He reminds me a lot of all this Ricky Gervais and Steve Merchant's the same.
Yeah, and he always
thing.
compares.
It's like the grumpy
Same,
dude.
it's the same shit
Yeah.
they don't.
Okay,
They're
okay.
the
This
same.
is,
I could
this
see
is
that.
shitty in America. We have it like this in Britain, which is also kind of shitty, but it's okay.
He's
You
always
know?
he's shitting on every country in the world. Like he has beef with a few big ass presidents in the world, like for no fucking reason. It's hilarious.
His show is good though.
Yeah,
He's a very
but
good
he
comedian.
knows what he's doing. He knows he's telling news, but he knows that news. If I'm telling the news, I'm still a comedy show. It needs to be packaged really well in a few good jokes. Every minute or every 2 minutes, there needs to be a good joke that lands. Otherwise, the shit doesn't work. He knows that, and he works on that shit. Daily Show just thinks, oh, let me just put a joke in every 5 minutes. If it doesn't land, okay, we're still saying the
show's gotten
news. Like
corny, bro. Shit,
it's.
man. Like, I'm
But
just
look, I
thinking
think-
about
I
it
think-
more and more. I'm just like, ugh.
I used to
what it
watch
is
the
doing.
Daily Show almost every day, even though we're in Netherlands. Like I would just stream it on the Comedy Central side because it was fucking entertaining. But right now, I just don't even. I forgot that shit even existed for
I
a
think
while.
the Colbert, Late Night with Colbert. Is that what it is?
Some
Colbert Report.
the,
No.
and
He
then
changed it. He
the
stopped
Late
calling it
Show,
that.
Yeah.
He changed it to
the Late Show with Colbert. Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's the best one right now, easily. I think that one's really good.
They,
It's the best one. I don't think it's. I think it's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely better than the other ones.
it's pretty good.
It's been around
That
for a
one
long
and then
time.
John Oliver's. Those two are good, but the
John
rest.
Oliver's new, but
Yeah,
something
but the
else.
Colbert Show
John,
is also new.
John
Yeah.
Oliver is an actor too. Let's not forget. I think you need to be an actor.
I don't
too
think he's
to be
acting
able to do
anymore.
this
He's just
well.
doing the show.
But he
he's
is
an
an
actor. He's
actor,
been in
right?
movies.
He's been in movies, but I don't.
Which is
yeah.
like Trevor Noah. I don't think he's been. No, he's not an actor.
No.
That plays a role, I think.
Does that play? Does that play? a role?
Yeah, and Jon Stewart was an actor. He was in those Adam Sandler movies. Let me see Trevor Noah.
Does acting play a role in this? Like, does it help with
I
this
do
shit?
think.
I mean, acting in general
Improv.
hands would stand.
Because they're playing a character.
Yeah, but
actually.
also, I mean, the other way around. You know, John Oliver doesn't do stand up for as far as I'm aware.
No?
He
Well,
did.
He did, yeah.
He did.
Noah
I,
does
I
the
saw
stand-up.
that he did.
I think
Once
he
in a
might
while.
have. He might have done it. Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
times. But like Trevor Noah is like a legit stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he lives and
Straight up.
dies on that shit.
Well, that's like his. That's
Yeah.
what he's been doing the whole time until he got this gig.
Mhm.
That was his job,
yeah,
stand-up comedian. So that also adds. I'm saying that I think adds a lot too. Being a stand-up comedian.
yeah.
I think. No, I don't know if acting makes a big difference if you're. I think of some version like being some sort of like stand-up comedian or actor help. If you're none of those, then I don't know how you do it.
hmm
But
Well,
you could. I
something
guess.
I noticed, and the last time I watched the Daily Show, is
and
that
they
the
have another
political
one.
sphere.
I'm sorry, Dave. There's another one. Jim Jeffries. You know the
Oh,
comedian.
that
yeah,
he's
but that's
new.
a
He
new
has
one.
a show now.
That's a new one.
He's
I
just
haven't watched it.
ranting.
new one,
Like
yeah.
he's legit ranting.
He's just doing the Jim Jeffries thing.
yeah.
I love Jim Jeffries as a stand-up comedian.
As
I
a
have to
stand-up
check out his
comedian,
show, though.
he's hilarious. But I've only seen bits and pieces of his show. But he's just straight up ranting. Like it's not even about jokes anymore. He's
Is it
just
good?
angry.
Because I saw the ad, it didn't look good.
No, it didn't look good at all.
No,
It doesn't
And
look
I
good.
don't think it's gonna be good because I can't see him do that.
he's moving way too much out of his element. There,
I don't know, man. He's. I feel like he's been doing a lot of like things that other comedians have done, but it doesn't. It keeps not working out for him. Like, cause he also had his own TV show once where he sort of did like the Louis C.K. thing where he plays himself.
Oh,
that wouldn't work for him.
It was actually really good. They canceled
it was
it.
good?
I thought it was good, but they canceled it. So you're right. They canceled it, so it
It
didn't
just
work.
doesn't sound like it would be good. I don't know because I haven't watched it. But
I enjoyed it, but they canceled it. It's called Legit.
legit.
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked it. But they canceled it, so apparently it didn't work.
Well, he's a legendary.
He's a
stand-up
funny
comedian,
comedian.
though. Yeah,
His stand-ups are hilarious.
and I believe he's always drunk when he's doing his stand-ups, though, which is funny.
He seems always drunk. I don't know if he is always drunk, but he seems like he's perpetually drunk.
Slurring.
Yeah, he
Oh,
like
8.2 legit, huh? On IMDb.
I liked it a lot. I was
I'm
very
gonna
disappointed when they
take a look at
canceled
it.
it.
what channel was it on or what
FX.
state? FX. Oh.
It has 2 seasons.
Yeah, it did, and then they
Okay.
canceled it.
Damn.
Fuckers. But then again, they canceled the Carmichael show. They cancel shit all the time, so fuck
They
them.
canceled Vinyl.
Fucking idiots.
Ah.
They
Doesn't make
canceled
sense.
vinyl. Okay, let's not.
Yeah.
These niggas
Let's
is
not,
losing his
let's
mind.
not sway too much from this.
No, but he has one too. So I think, I don't know. I like what they're doing nowadays with it is just not working for me. And it's just it makes me think a lot of sort of debate that people are having too around whether about using comedy, for or like art in general, but particularly comedy for like social justice and social political progress and things like that.
Yeah.
And whether comedy then is then legitimized in perhaps going very far for that purpose, because you've had that many times, right? Where a comedian does some outrageous shit and then has to apologize because it was just a little too far. You've had that millions of times. Recently, Bill Maher, for example, who is like a famous lefty, a famous like social justice
Yeah, but he's
person
just a douchebag.
who
though.
said some offensive things and then had to I don't know if I think he sort of half-ass apologized for it.
Yeah, fast.
But he's rich, so you can get away with that.
That's a different story.
He's still good.
Yeah.
And he's
No,
on
but what I'm
he's on
saying is-
HBO. HBO doesn't give a fuck.
HBO doesn't give a fuck. That's very
Like,
good point.
yeah.
They didn't give a fuck about Vinyl.
Yeah,
They don't give a fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like,
they don't care. But what I'm saying is that I think it's in that same vein where then there's a new brand of comedians that's a lot more, because of that they're far more careful,
they're safe.
but it takes away from the comedy. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And Gerard Carmichael, he's not like that. Like he doesn't do that.
Yeah, but it's all
That's
this
what I think.
politically correct, having to be
That's what I'm saying.
politically correct all the time because you don't want critique. You don't want. They're
I
too
think,
scared to
Like,
take.
if we're keeping it to shows right now, like we'll talk about comedians later on, but if we talk about shows, I think that people want to give entertainment. They want to have people watch their content and feel like, oh, I'm having a good time. People don't want to do real drama or real thrillers anymore. Everything needs to be packaged into a fun box, as it were. So that's what they're using comedy as. They're using comedy as an extra. Like, we're making this scary thing, like we're making this Dexter-like show, but it needs to be fun. So we put a little bit of comedy on there every now and then to just fuck up the whole show, but make it more entertaining.
That's what it does.
That's what they're thinking. That's how they're using comedy, and that's why stuff like The Daily Show and all these, a few of these other late night shows don't work, because they think comedy is an extra you add on later on top. They don't see it as an integral part of the show.
Which makes the thing silly, right? It's just
Exactly,
like you can't take
yeah.
it seriously anymore.
Yeah,
Get that with a lot of movies because some action movies are action comedies, and then some movies are just purely action. You take them seriously, and then there's this one element that makes it just look silly, and you're like, now I can't take this movie seriously anymore, which just kills the rating for me.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there, man. I don't know what they're doing over there. It happens
it's
a lot.
weird.
But I think the political sphere plays a role here.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
that's what I'm
Donald
saying,
Trump.
like, they
Donald
keep-
Trump was elected. He's a joke in and of himself. So what I noticed last time I was watching The Daily Show is every segment, every joke was about Donald Trump or something he did, and there's no diversity anymore. And like, okay, now we're gonna talk about the education bill. Now we're gonna make a joke about, the police brutality. or
It's
something.
always
And so-
like finding that way to jab Donald Trump.
yeah.
For
So
some weird
everywhere
reason.
there's Donald Trump in it, which is okay. I mean,
Gets old. It
it's
gets
hard
old.
because
I
yeah, but it gets old. Yeah, like most of the funny shit, he makes fun of himself basically, Donald Trump. So,
I feel
there's
like
no diversity.
I feel like a better comedian would. I mean, I think with John Oliver he did that. Like, I think he still talks about like completely different things.
Oh, he doesn't like.
Yeah.
That's why I like the Last Week Tonight his show, because every now and then he just takes a break from America, as it were, and just goes into some other country in the world and just talks about that. And he doesn't bring up Trump at all. Maybe in maybe in the later part of the episode, in a completely different segment, he talks a little bit. Oh, Trump did this shit again this week. But most of the time, if he just takes a different subject, like Venezuela or Philippines where they kill people for weird reason and all that kind of stuff. He just talks about that country
Yeah.
and doesn't even bring it back to America. And that gives you a break from that bullshit and can be funny if you do it the right way.
It
So,
doesn't
yeah.
have to be all about America. I get it's an American political show, but once in a while, change it up.
I mean, I think
Because
that
a lot of people get their news from the show. Actually, I know people who do.
but I think that depends also on what. That's more of like a segmentation thing, right? Like if their audience, if they're going just for the American audience, then I guess.
Yeah, but
'Cause
they're
the Daily Show just does American stuff. I think
they
that's
they
just how
they're
it
putting
works.
this shit on YouTube now. They're putting this shit on all these places. They want people to watch it.
Yeah.
If you want people to watch it, if you put the internet is not America alone anymore.
Yeah, but that depends very
Yeah.
heavily on what they want to do. Like you're always gonna have publications that are about news that talk about like one country, right? Like in
Yeah,
the Netherlands,
yeah.
we have news that's just for the Netherlands. They don't talk
Yeah,
about
I'm not
everything
asking
else.
that they
Yeah, but
do a
once in a
lot
while
that
you-
they do a lot of shows about different countries, but if you choose to do a subject that is not America related or Trump related, don't bring it back to Trump. Like
Oh,
just
Well, they're doing the North Korea thing now.
yeah, but
That's the new
but they're bringing that back to Trump again because
Well, that's inherently about him.
no,
That's
like
directly.
you can do it in two
he is
ways.
the problem there.
You can do it you can do two ways. You can talk about how America relates to North America, how that relationship is going. You can talk about North Korea itself and why they are doing this, and not mention Trump because there's a long history in why they're doing certain shit.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that because it's not funny.
But you can make that shit funny
Yeah,
because
they did. Oh, who's it? Someone did a. There's a lot of funny shit about. Well, I should be careful. Anyways, yeah, I'm not going around. I'm not touching that.
just go there. Like
No, we're not. They don't play over there, man. They don't play. So just let it go. Anyways,
yeah,
yeah. I wonder if we can get. I wonder who else. I'm thinking of like other people that could have done some sort of show comparable to this, but then would have done it right.
new people, not old
Like
correspondents.
people, like people that that we just know. Because I would say,
You
I
know
know,
who,
I think Louis C.K. would do a good one, but he's too big for that
He
already. I
wouldn't-
think he's on some other
He
shit
could
already.
do it, but
Yeah, but he's on some others, like he's in movies and stuff. He doesn't have time for that. Kevin Hart would be interesting, but I don't think
No,
he-
no, Kevin Hart would
yeah,
not
yeah,
work for
I
that.
know.
I don't
he
think
could do
Kevin
it.
Hart would work.
I forgot his name.
Gerard Carmichael, actually, I think would be very good.
Bill Burr would be
No,
funny.
Bill Burr would be very good, actually.
Bill Burr
Bill
would be,
Burr would be very, very good at it.
yeah.
He
I
could
would
do
I
one.
would love to have Joe Rogan do that kind of shit because he's just
He kind of does it almost with his
on
own
his
show.
podcast,
But
yeah.
he's
but
not-
he's
yeah.
perpetually skeptical. He just skeptical about everything. Not,
Yeah, but that's great.
But, he
but
wouldn't
that's
really talk
why
about
that's why I
politics,
love that's why I
though.
like it.
He's not really into politics though. Joe Rogan, no.
He's not really. He's kind of into politics. Like
He wouldn't be able
Not
to
into
carry a
politics.
daily
Not into
show.
politics.
Yeah.
Like into social issues, yes.
yeah,
That he talks about that all the time.
yeah.
But like politics itself,
But that would be good actually, because like the Daily Show should not be only about. Now it's only politics and then only Democrats Republican beef.
I feel actually another thing related to this. I would say also that shows like even South Park have lost what they once had for a similar reason.
Yeah,
Like they're also doing very much. I mean, South Park always had a lesson,
yeah.
or often had a lesson in their episodes, but now it's becoming just only that. Like it's only again the social justice, the and it's not like that stuff isn't good. I don't want to sound
I
because
think
there's these people who are like these cultural libertarians who feel as if everyone should be able to make jokes about everything, and that's how we make society better if we can just be like horrible to each other. I don't agree with that at all, but I do feel as if my problem is that I feel like it's fake also often. I feel like you're just doing this now because it's the new thing to do.
You
and
can
that's
get
what's
money
gonna make
with it
people
right
watch.
now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not because you actually care. Because that's why I find it actually irritating when people do social justice through comedy. Don't do that with comedy. Do comedy, just make jokes, and if you're gonna do social justice, just be fucking serious.
for me it
That's
is
at least
just
how I feel. I don't. It doesn't work for me.
for me it
I
is
don't get
just
any
that
message from jokes.
I think you should just do what you do. If you're making comedy, do comedy. Don't try to make it something weird. Don't try to add some shit to it that fucks it up or anything. Just jokes. And if you think you can make jokes that are about a certain subject, like a social justice warrior subject, sure. But it needs to be funny. If it is not funny, I'll shit on you for that. If you're making a horror movie, it needs to be scary as fuck. But you can use anything you can find to do that. But it needs to be scary as fuck. That's as simple as I see it.
How many seasons did they have now? The Daily Show, Or do they not do seasons? They have seasons. Right?
They have seasons. They take breaks, but it's
But I don't know.
like 2 seasons every year. Like they take a break around the summer and a break around.
Well,
the
it's a
winter.
good gig. It's such a brand. I don't know if it's ever gonna get canceled.
It's not something you cancel.
It's not
I think
you
it could
cancel.
if
It's
just
gonna be like David Letterman. It never gets canceled.
if just enough people just stop watching it. For sure, they will.
Yeah,
for sure
but
get
people watch. I actually think it's become more popular than it was before. To be honest, from what I'm seeing, because it used to be a niche thing, like
Yeah.
specifically people, and now it's like just a mainstream thing. Like because it's also
Yeah.
he made use of the internet in a very different way than the previous show did. They really like are on the internet the whole time, like, and they really you know, he's young and he goes.
But
on
it
other
surprises me-
shows. He's become like this, you know, this public figure. So
They
I think it's actually become more popular than it was before. To be honest,
they are on the internet, but when I watch it,
So
there's
I don't
never a
think it's growing
subject
any-
about stuff on the internet.
well, no.
True.
That's the weird thing about it. Like when they were announcing the new show as well, like with Trevor and everything, they were saying, yeah, we're going to do more internet related articles. Like we're not going to talk only about stuff that happens on cable news and that kind of stuff. We're going to talk about like web news or anything that happens there, but nothing.
They only talk about tweets now.
Like
Which they already used to do. I mean,
it seems like the internet for them is tweets and Facebook. And Facebook, then their own timeline, not anything else they see. So their own timeline is they're following CNN, Fox News, and those kind of people, and they share that kind of shit and not what really happens on the internet. Like, it could be interesting if the Daily Show just talked about some weird ass Reddit page and just shit on them. That would be
get
hilarious.
some
lot of
millennial
weird
guests as well. More younger demographic, if you want to go there.
Yeah, as guests, they had Issa Rae from Insecure. Yeah, Vince Staples has been there.
A lot.
Yeah, but those are
But I
like
mean-
usual suspects for them.
But yeah, what do you mean usual? So I think it's
influencers.
Like they're
first time she's been there.
musicians and
They always
TV
do
show
those.
creators.
They always do those.
All those kind of people always come. But
What do you
no,
mean? What do you guys mean then?
No, I mean like
Influencers,
yeah, like social media influencers, that kind of stuff. Maybe they do that. I thought they were going to do
There's some
that kind of
political
stuff.
ones. I mean,
Like maybe they get
did they get
the,
Shia
the
LaBeouf?
Tommy
'Cause
Lauren.
Shia LaBeouf is a activist now. He's getting in fights with the police. And
Tommy
shit.
Lauren
Yeah,
was a-
Shia LaBeouf is a fucking nutcase.
You can go shit on him on the
is what
show.
he's-
That's
he's
something
crazy.
Jon Stewart might have
Like
done.
the whole Tommy Lauren thing. I thought that was
him
kinda
and Kanye
interesting.
West is like the same fucking thing.
Yeah,
like they're
the white
fucking, they
version
lost
of
their
Kanye
shit.
West.
They lost their shit, man.
Yo,
They lost their brain.
two different kind of crazy.
Oh,
Wait, you
come
know
on.
who I would have
Two
loved
different kind of
actually?
crazy. They're
Very
both
similar,
insane, but
very
two different
sim-
kind of
very
crazy.
similar.
Someone
guys.
who would be perfect for the show to host it, who probably wouldn't be interested in it. Idris Elba.
No.
He could bring
To
it.
host
He
the
could
Daily
bring it,
Show.
Yeah,
I actually think he would do a great job.
he
No,
could
I
do a
don't
great
think so.
job.
Of course
if
he
they're
would.
looking for a foreign
Idris
guy,
can do everything.
But he's funny.
I've
That's
never
serious.
seen him doing like stand up comedy.
He was
kinda
in The
stuff.
Office.
he has a hilarious personality.
The American version.
Yeah.
I didn't.
He did a great job.
He's really
I
good.
didn't. Wait,
He was in The
Did I
Office.
miss that episode? Like what?
It was several episodes actually.
Wait.
Yeah, he was in The Office. Like he
You know what?
he replaces Steve Carell's character. He becomes the boss in The Office for like a couple episodes. Idris
Steve Carell.
like they
Steve
got-
Carell character has left a few times.
No. Steve. This is the funny thing. Steve Carell's character stays,
Oh,
but he becomes the new boss at The Office for like a couple of days. 'Cause
Shit,
Steve
I've
Carell's-
missed
'cause
that
Steve
then.
Carell's dicking around like he always does, and then they send him to like be in charge of The Office for like a. It's really fucking funny.
oh shit. Okay.
For like
Well,
there's like
he
several
does
episodes.
everything literally. I mean, he's also
Yeah.
a DJ,
Yeah, he's a
and
DJ.
he just
Like
took a
he
shot.
just
He had
became
a
the.
kick.
This became the Idris
No,
Elba
but
show.
he's been making music. He's
kickboxing.
making music before.
I heard it first with Skepta. Like he was on a song with Skepta, randomly. That was
Did he rap?
yeah. It was. It was.
But he trained
It was
as a
what it
kickboxer,
was.
right? And he had a fight already
Yeah,
as
he's
a kickboxer.
He's boxing.
I
He's
don't-
old
I
as
don't-
fuck. So
I don't
you
know if he would be a good.
I
host
like
for
him,
the
man.
isn't
Daily
he
Show.
52? Let's see how old he is.
He's 40 something.
He should be. He should just be James Bond. That's it.
They ain't gonna let him do that.
They should, but yeah.
There's a
I know.
contract that says he can't do that. There's a contract. The creator of James Bond had a contract with the studios that James Bond should also be played by someone who is
He's 44.
Irish.
Irish.
Oh shit! No.
Yeah,
Is
But they,
I know.
but they haven't all been Irish.
I know.
Yeah.
so they're going to use that clause now? When
I swear, look it up.
no, but they're going
This
to
is real shit.
But they're going to use that now because of
That's what they used. Not they're
shit.
going to. They use
Oh shit! These
it.
motherfuckers.
We're on a podcast, by the way. The
These
mics are recording.
motherfuckers.
You could look that shit up. That's
We
real
went on
shit.
we went off on a tangent.
That's okay.
But these motherfuckers, like,
That's real shit.
They
You can look it
pulled.
up. It's the writer.
Pierce
I forget
Brosnan.
because you know it's a book series, right?
Yeah, I know.
I forget the name of the writer, but when he was selling the rights to
They
the
have
studios,
they
that
have
was in the
multiple
contract.
Americans play this.
That was it. Has to be someone. I think. It has Irish. Also, because it can be a woman too, like Irish male. I want to say
But I
wrote that
understand
shit
it
down.
can't be a
Yeah,
woman.
it's in the
though.
contract.
Oh shit!
it can't be a woman
Could it be a
either.
woman? That makes sense. So it's a male character.
I can handle like it can.
Wow.
Be a
What are
woman.
you gonna get a Bond man?
Why couldn't it be a woman?
Yeah, Bond girl.
Because people like
Bond dude.
that's a little bit too much of a stretch for certain kind of people. So I'm okay with just going
Totally
steps.
Be a girl. I can see it be a girl. Steps. One a different.
But
this is a mini-sode about why Idris Elba should be.
this is not a mini. So we're in the middle of an episode.
Yeah, but we already went off to this other thing. We might as well.
We're
cut it.
still talking about people
We're
that can
still-
do
we're
different roles.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still-
All right. Bring it. You guys. I'm gonna leave it to you guys to bring it back. Go ahead.
Okay, let me see how we can bring this back. So,
But yeah,
Wow.
so, that,
so
I,
in the
I
Daily
heard.
Show,
I,
they
I
did
heard
not
this-
have that contract that someone had to be
Boom.
American. You know, they actually wanted to diversify, and
I forgot the name of that girl.
It has to
on
be.
the-
I
the
want to say they
correspondent.
said it has to be Irish looking or something like that, or it has to be Irish male, or like
Pierce Brosnan didn't look Irish.
or like English or something like that.
The
Like, has
the
to
latest
be
dude. What was the name of the latest?
Daniel
dude?
Craig.
He was not
No, of course.
Irish at all.
No,
Like, not in his
I think-
heritage.
No,
No,
I think he's
but
British.
And they're
most of them
using
aren't.
Isn't Daniel Craig
and they're
British?
using
Yeah,
then right now they're using that clause like that's some fuckery I've never seen in my life, man. Shit.
He's taking
Plus,
it personally,
Idris Elba is British.
Yeah, like that's
yeah.
he's even closer than Daniel Craig to
Maybe
this
he
shit.
has some Irish blood somewhere. Idris.
Like, oh damn. Okay, but yeah,
He's upset now.
you just that.
I
That's
mean, I
close.
would have liked to see.
That's some
I would like to see
fuckery
him.
you don't see.
That doesn't
often.
fucking matter because he's on his shit. He's doing the
He's-
Dark Tower with Matthew McConaughey. Now
need
there's
to
a
see-
Stephen King
I
novel
need to see that. Like,
right, coming out soon. I'm gonna go see that.
He's getting his ass whooped in the ring.
just
too.
tell me
kills
to go. Like, I'll join you to see that movie because I'm curious about that one. A lot of people say that one can be pretty good. The book is really good, but with book movies, you never know.
He's gonna kill him, man. Idris Elba's on top of his shit.
So,
Yeah.
conclusion. What do you think of, how could they fix the Daily Show? Can they even bring it back to what it used to be or similar to that?
Nah, they
close to
cannot
that
bring it
level?
back to what it used to be.
Why?
It's just that the people that
I
watch
just
it have
think-
changed.
I just think young people nowadays aren't very
Yeah.
funny. They're too young. They should get older people.
The people that watch
That's what I
Master,
would say.
they're obsessed with Master of None and shit.
It's too fucking. It's the
discussed
whole
it.
young humor.
I think the Daily Show could be saved if
Smart.
they bring the focus back to the humor and not to Trump.
Yeah,
That is a start.
but then the format has to go back a little bit. I think it's difficult because the Daily Show was basically the Jon Stewart show. He branded himself, so you can't make. You have to
It's very
create
different.
a new show.
Yeah,
You have to call it something else. I think.
That would have been a very good idea to just
That would-
quit
that
it
would
and
help.
start something else, but
Yeah.
they didn't do that.
That
They
would
call
help.
it. Well, they
were
changed
scared
it.
of
They
losing
call
the
it the
fans.
Daily Show with Trevor Noah. That's how they tried to switch it. I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
But yeah,
True.
yeah,
But
you don't
that's
get
not-
forward.
I'm not
Doesn't change
vibing
it.
with it at all.
But Colbert managed to do it with the old spot of, was it Letterman or who was it before him?
Nobody.
He
No,
created a new show.
he took the show from
He
somebody
was
else.
on Jon
No.
Stewart's,
You're
he
thinking
wasn't on
about
the
somebody
Daily
else.
Show.
That's not Colbert. Because Colbert is doing the political satire show. You're thinking of someone. I think that's Jimmy Fallon, actually. It was somebody else. Because Letterman didn't have a political show. Letterman had like a late night talk
It
show.
was,
No,
Talk
but
show.
Colbert
No.
has a late night talk show. He's like the late night show with
Wait,
Colbert
did he
is
take
a
it over
is
from
a
Jay Leno? Jay Leno was
could
taken
be
over.
he took it over from one of those guys, but he made it his own thing. Like he rebranded it. He switched it to
Pretty
being
sure-
more
I'm pretty
political
sure-
satire.
Yeah, for
I'm
people
pretty
who do a
sure
podcast, we
Letterman
don't know our
was
facts.
Jimmy Fallon because I know Jimmy Fallon took it from someone. It was a very big deal.
Then it could be Jay Leno that he took over.
Then
from.
Jimmy Fallon.
remember.
Yes, Jimmy Fallon took it from Jay Leno. I thought.
I think someone took it, and he took that from someone. It
Is
was a
Craig
big deal.
A
Ferguson
good one
still
we
around?
haven't talked about. I think is pretty good one is Colbert. Oh, not fuck.
We've
not
been talking
Colbert.
about him the whole time.
O'Brien, the guy.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien, I love him.
Conan, yeah.
He's one of the funniest ones for me.
He's hilarious, but he's still about comedy. He's still about the jokes.
Yeah, but
But again, his is not a
that's
political
his
satire
character.
show.
Yeah,
They
he.
I
talk
know
about
we're not.
politics,
But Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
Instead
that I
of
think
late
it's
night shows.
but my point is I think it's easier to be
Yeah.
funny when you're doing that.
Yeah.
For sure, because
Uh,
you don't have to take it as seriously. You can
Yeah.
just
Be
joke
funny.
around and fuck around all night, and it's funny.
Mm.
You can't do that with a political show, man, because they're serious topics.
Yeah,
People get
well,
hurt.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
bullshit.
Like John
So you're
Oliver
right, by
managed
the
to do
way.
it.
Jimmy Fallon took over from Jay Leno.
Oh, from
And
Leno.
Jay Leno had a grudge and shit. So
Against
Yeah.
who?
because Jimmy Fallon, for I don't know,
For
he
taking it
didn't
over?
like the his replacement. I think because it became something completely different.
It does. It does become something different. Like whenever these guys take, like, it's a weird thing with these late night shows that you take it over from somebody else and then you need to try to figure out to make it work. But yeah, it happens, and when it happens, the show changes, and some people don't like that shit. And we don't like what they did with the Daily Show.
I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yeah.
All right, this was 3 Angry Men. I'm Oliver.
My name is Jeff.
I'm Nick.
Until next time.
Bye bye.
This is Air FM online.
This was the Three Angry Men podcast. Thank you for listening. Follow us on social media on Twitter and Instagram, 3_Angry Men. On Facebook, 3 Angry Men Podcast. On iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. And we'll see you in the next one.